Hi, everyone. Very happy to have Anton here, founder of Lovable. I think many of you have heard of Lovable, but if you haven't, Lovable allows you to make websites and entire web apps using only natural language. They're also the fastest growing startup in Europe. And today, Anton is going to show us how to use Lovable to build an entire web app from scratch. Thank you so much for being here, Anton.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, Ben. I know that you're helping the community of people that want to build businesses on top of AI, and I'm a huge supporter of this, getting more entrepreneurs empowered with AI.
Yes, we're doing the same thing in that sense. So can you give us a quick rundown of what Lovable is, what you can do with it, and maybe you can share some cool examples of things you've seen people build?
So Lovable is an AI software engineer, and you can use it to take your idea to, if you're an entrepreneur, you get your whole business built on Lovable in some cases. There's also designers that use it to create just simple websites, like your portfolio website, your preferred landing pages, product managers do similar things. And developers also use it because it's much faster than writing code. Just prompting is much faster. And we're also seeing some use cases for marketing where you want to test out different messages, and then you can just ask an AI. In 1 minute, you have a website full of great copy writing and so on. I have one example where Jacob Klug, he's like 21 years old. He understands AI. He's just built out a Lovable agency where he's shipped 12 full projects this last month and made $200,000 pretty much. So that was one example. I've seen designers who have had talking to some clients of theirs who were super frustrated with how expensive and slow it is to pay for software. And then, so they have been quoted $100,000+ for one project. And this designer, Harry, he just figured, I can do this myself with AI. So he shipped that project for the customer instead of them paying an old school software agency to do it. Those are some of the highlights with Lovable.
Amazing. So even though it's natural language, of course, there is a learning curve involved, I guess. And there's just some people getting really good at it that can build softwares for companies really fast.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve. This is a new way of building. It's for this. Coding has been like 0.5% of the population can code. With Lovable can be used by anyone. But to master it, it helps to be technically inclined. It helps a lot to be technically inclined. And what helps even more is to have a lot of devotion and really wanting to learn this new way of building.
Yes, it's very similar, I guess, to the space I'm in, the automation space. We don't really need to. It helps if you have some technical background, but you don't really need it to build powerful, applications if you just put in the work. Right, and learn it for a few weeks / months. So yeah, it's very interesting.
And it's good because with AI tools like Lovable, you can always ask the system, like, I don't understand, can you explain can you explain this part to me? And then that actually accelerates learning for most people a lot.
Yes, exactly. I've used that in my learning curve too. I constantly, when I run into roadblocks, I use AI to solve it for me. Yeah. So I love to see how you actually build something. So, I don't know what we can build today. I might have some ideas, but
okay. Yeah. Did you ever hire a software engineer to build something for you?
At the moment, I try to automate everything myself through these automation softwares. But yes, in the past, of course, I did a startup before, and we had 6 or 7 engineers.
Okay. How was that? How was that experience to have 7 engineers?
It's good in the sense that you in that era, that was 3 years ago, when there was no AI, so we needed it.
Yeah.
But it's very hard if you don't have a technical background to really know what they're doing, how good they are, etc. So if you have more control over it, which I have right now because I have some automation skills, you can see there's a big upside of actually understanding how these systems work and the speed of deployment. When you need a new feature or something, you can build it quickly yourself. So yeah.
But I think what I noticed is that it's faster to do one person doing everything with AI. So that builds something. And you told me about you had an idea of being able to post. You're posting more on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking currently of building an automation for myself, which I want to build soon, which is because I want to be more active on LinkedIn. And a lot of times I have ideas popping up in my head, but I don't have time to actually write out LinkedIn posts, etc. So I was thinking if I could just leave a quick voice message, and through that voice message, it can write me a LinkedIn post in that specific LinkedIn style automatically for me. It would be amazing. And I actually have fine-tuned GPT on LinkedIn posts. So it automatically sort of takes an idea and writes it out in the specific tone of voice and format of a LinkedIn post. So I think that could be useful for many other people. So maybe we can try and build a web app out of it, or a SaaS.
Okay, sounds good. So a web app where you put in an idea, then you get the well formatted, articulate LinkedIn post. What's the best outcome scenario if this goes really well? What would you use this for? Would you just make a business out of it, or would you sell the idea?
First, I'd use it for myself, but of course, if other people like it, who knows?
Yeah, makes sense. No, but I'm happy to see what we can cook up, and it's using Lovable. It's not instant, just like the creating software in general, but we can get the first version for sure. So what I sometimes do is that I like do a small sketch and then I copy paste in an image of like how it's supposed to look. But this seems so simple, so you can probably just ask for an app where you put in an idea and you get a LinkedIn generated by AI. Do you have any input on the theme or like how it should look?
Can you use an example of my current website as sort of the design?
Yeah, sounds good. Whoa, so that's been AI. This one?
Yes, this one.
Let's do it. Should I do? Should I see what's here? Can do screenshot.
So you can take a screenshot?
Yeah.
Wow.
Been inspired by screenshot.
So is there like a specific strategy you should use when trying to build something like this, or you just get started and iterate from there?
That's a great question. I would just try the trial and error. There is a few learning resources. I think if you go to the documentation, there it links to tutorials and similar, and there you can learn a few different best practices. So I have to say I am not the person at this point who is the best in the world at using Lovable to its full potential. So you could join the Discord community and learn from the absolute super users. I just keep it simple. I just say this is what I want to get, and I put in screenshots often, and then I have a very iterative approach.
Yeah. Is it what's happening right now?
Yeah, so what's happening now is it's creating the first version. And since we want to match this style, it's spending a lot of time this styling exactly how it's supposed to look. So this looks a bit scary. There's all this code, but soon you'll see that we don't never need to look at the code. We can only look at the application itself. So that's what we're going to do.
Incredible.
Yeah. And while we wait, I can just explain some more topics here. So what we're going to do is that we're going to ask for changes iteratively to the AI. If there's any point a problem, then it is a bit of a skill set to explain what you are expecting to see and what you are getting, and why that is not what you want, so that the system can really understand like what you mean and and what exactly what is not working. So that might happen. We will want to add, since we're using an AI for this is not just a website. This is not just a plain simple website. We're going to add something called Superbase, and that is pretty much adding the database and the things like the OpenAI connection. So that's the database and OpenAI connection. So that's something we're going to connect once we have the first UI, and then And when we're done, we might just publish this and launch and start making money on the app, I guess.
Amazing. Wow. It's exactly my style. Yes.
Okay, that's great. So, do you see anything instantly you want to change, or should we just make it connect the AI to this for this to work?
Let's see. Generate your LinkedIn post, enter ID, select your preference. So we can even select the tone and industry. Wow. Wow.
This,
Yeah.
so I'm actually surprised there. It actually used AI somehow. Uh, how did that work?
Yeah. It already did a pretty good job.
Maybe
Pretty
maybe
impressive.
it's a template. Let me see. Talk about the flowers. So does that work?
It
Yeah,
added in
this looked like it was an AI generating it, but this is it always
just
answers
a
the template.
template.
So
Yeah.
let's connect proper AI here. And what I said before is that we then uh, connect something called Superbase. And what you would normally do is that you would say create a new project. But I did just create a project here that I think is called LinkedIn Post App. And then so now I will connect that back database and AI connection functionality.
So all you do, you just have to click the button and it automatically adds in the.
So the AI is now it's connected. Now I need to explain. I want AI. I want the generate LinkedIn post button to become to call it to use OpenAI.
Mhm.
Let's use AI when I press this button. It's OpenAI. Let's see.
Yes. Yeah, I can see. You have to know what to instruct, right? The AI, right? Because if you just say use OpenAI, it's not going to be enough, right? There's not enough context, right?
I think use OpenAI would probably have worked, but I figured that is as
yes,
possible.
yes. Well, it's prompting in general, right? You have to learn how to prompt these models to actually get the best output, right? And to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what I showed you here was that I could select an element specifically, and what this is part of this is actually quite a new functionality where I can edit the text. If I'm doing a marketing website, I probably don't want to ask an AI to change everything. I could say I might want to change the parts of this with like how do you say this like in Webflow. So
Yes.
then now it's the one as soon as it's done, I can rename, for example, the entire product to AI LinkedIn
Okay.
post generators, for example.
So you don't have to use the prompt to change every text or
Exactly. Yeah, I can increase the size or the the font. I'll just discard it. So here I'm getting something that's not too uncommon, which is that there's an error. And what I do then is, in this case, I just say try to fix, and that instructs that sends all of the problems. And this is when I'm a software engineer myself, right? And there's a problem, I need to understand what happened and try to fix it. That happens very often with AI. I think it happens less often because it's very good at writing code that is quite precise, but it does happen. And then you go into debug mode, I call it, and that's usually just saying try to fix it, and the AI fixes it. Sometimes it helps to kind of ask questions and yourself try to understand what's going wrong and see if maybe you did something wrong. Maybe I have ruined the Superbase project. So there's a few different things you can do if there is an error, but normally you just have to say try to fix it.
Mm, that's interesting. But yeah, I can imagine if you have a technical background, it could help you debug it a bit quicker, right?
Yeah, correct.
So what does this Superbase exactly do in this scenario, for example?
So here, what we're doing, I can click here and show you that we have something called edge function, which are the things that are used to call AI. And here it's called generate post, this edge function that AI has created backend functionality which is which in this case is just one piece of code, which is called generate post, and that uses OpenAI. That's what happens in this case. You can also use Superbase to set up authentication login, so managing all the users and so on. Like, you can administer the users, set up email authentications for for logging in, and so on and so forth. So it has support for all of these things out of the box, and the Lovable AI can control all of that. Okay, so actually, what happened here is that I created the connection to OpenAI, but you actually need an OpenAI API key. So I'm going to ask where where do I put the OpenAI API key?
So that was the error.
No, so the error was here. I clicked try to fix, and then the error was solved. So now it's solved. Okay. So I want to add an API key, and then I need to put in an OpenAI API key. I have that in my clipboard history, so I'm just going to pull that out and push it in here to the so that it's being able to someone always has to pay for using OpenAI, right? The API key handles that for us. So now it should be working. So let's say post about flowers and AI. It should be working. I would not be surprised if there's anything problematic here, but actually it did work.
Great.
So here's our full Linkspire LinkedIn post generator.
Linkinspire. Yeah, great name too.
If you have anything you want to change here, happy to take it. Otherwise, I can just go to LinkedIn and I can post this straight off the bat.
You're gonna post this one. Embrace the intersection of nature and technology. And do the settings actually, the drop downs?
Yeah.
Do they work?
That's a good question. So what do you want to have here? Educational, a short post, and it's about the industry's AI.
Exactly.
I will also want to generate a post where I published the application. So I'll while I try this, I'm going to first publish it, and now I'm going to put that URL. Okay, here's the expired. I'm going to put the URL of the application itself. So this is a standalone application. It's already hosted, so you can already use it fully. You can send it to your friends. And I want a LinkedIn post about that fact.
Exactly.
And
so
AI that generates your LinkedIn posts.
And add in the URL. Yeah.
Let's do this. I didn't write this post. Yeah, I did. Here we go.
Exciting news in AI.
I'm going to read this. Here we go. I might drop this.
I just dropped up a live with an AI worship. That's pretty good.
Can I tag you?
Of course.
Are you here?
Ben van Strendel. Yes. Great, amazing.
I think correct. Here we go. Yep. So that's the live demo of Lovable, and as you can imagine, this makes it so much easier for entrepreneurs and people to innovate, like in education, in business, and I think in government as well. You don't need to be blocked by software engineers anymore.
Yeah. No, and there are just so many SaaS platforms and companies that I think at the moment charge pretty high seat-based prices that
Yes,
companies very soon won't be having to pay for very expensive softwares when they can get 1 or 2 people to build this out in a few weeks, right?
yeah,
or even less.
I heard this from a friend today. He has a super smart unpaid intern, and he's being much more productive than the software engineers that he used to hire, because he's the super smart intern is using AI. That's the age we're living in right now.
Incredible. Yes. It's the people I try to tell everyone, it's like wherever whatever your job is or wherever you work, you should learn these tools, right? Automation, coding, because whatever you're going to do, you're going to create a lot of value for businesses or for people. So yeah, jump onto this. So really, really interesting. And you could basically just publish it and you have your website live, right? Just like that.
So what I did was I pressed publish, and then it asked me if I wanted to launch this as well. It asked me if I wanted to go to to Lovable, launched at Lovable, which is an app that we built with Lovable, of course, and anyone can submit to that link. Inspire.
Can we actually add in my fine-tuned model?
That's a great idea. So before we launch it, we can add in your fine-tuned model. So as can you switch to the model? So when you created the
Yes,
fine-tuned model, there we go. And see if so which is fine-tuned on LinkedIn posts, on really good
exactly.
and then we can see if I can do the same message again and get a better LinkedIn post.
I think that, yeah, then we make our app a bit more special, I think. Otherwise, it's more like a ChatGPT prompt, right?
Anything else you want? Do you think this is a converting website, or do you think there's anything else that should be changed on the website?
Go to the hero section.
Yeah.
Like,
sorry, I'm just clicking all the buttons.
yeah. I mean, we can improve it, of course. Like maybe an image
in
the hero section.
Yeah. So the image. Okay, so he says he's updated the edge function to use fine-tuned model. And
Try the same prompts, maybe.
so I said something like, I just created an app with Ben at his podcast. And here's the app.
And
it's good.
We have to tell it, I think, what app we created.
And it generates LinkedIn posts
From ideas.
Okay, hope that works.
Right. See if it's different.
It might fail. I hope not, but again, if it fails, we need to ask the AI to fix it. Here we go.
You can see the tone of voice changed a lot, right?
Much better, actually.
Yes.
You can book a hands-on session with Ben.
We didn't instruct that. I just looked at.
I think this is a made-up
Yeah,
thing.
because I put that in the fine-tuned model.
Yeah.
Right. To put in a call to action for me. Yeah.
That's good. So I think we need to post this one because it's actually better than the last one.
Exactly. But that is actually a pretty, I've seen a startup like this. I think there's someone who basically, I'm pretty sure he just fine-tuned some models and makes it really easy for people to create LinkedIn posts, that are sort of in that format. You can see it with the emojis, etc. From an idea. So we basically created that now in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
Amazing.
Yeah, Ben, I'd love to see more entrepreneurs building with AI. If there's anything you see that we can do to improve Lovable for this use case, or anyone in the community, get back to me. So
Will do.
all the feedback. The launched feature is a way to get more exposure once someone has built their first product and they want to get make a real business out of it. I'm sure there's a lot more we could do to help facilitate that. The building of real businesses. That part.
I think it's really interesting for people in the automation space too, is if you have an automation that can be replicated for multiple companies that you run on N8N or Relevance AI or Make.com, and have the front end in Lovable with user authentication, you can basically build a SaaS out of your automation solution in a day. which is pretty incredible. I think I have to play around a lot more with these tools. I haven't done it enough,
Yeah,
but
you should. You should.
thanks for showing me, because I can see it's extremely powerful.
Yeah. It was great to chat, Ben.
Thank you, Anton. And if anyone wants to learn more, and what's the best place to learn how to
Yeah.
use Lovable the best way? You mentioned the Discord channel.
There's a Discord channel. I think just you try, using it, having an objective of something you want to build, and keep going at it is the best way to learn. There is a Discord community. There is Lovable's Twitter posts a lot of what people are building. So Lovable_dev on Twitter is a good thing to follow.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anton.
It's a pleasure. Take care.
Have a great day. Bye.